Hi guys, my name is Danny Milos and I am the HDR Education Coordinator at the Office of Graduate Research. Today I'd like to tell you a little bit more about REST and Inspire, how the two sort of connect together, and show you around both systems. So we'll start off with the REST flow site. You can get access to the REST flow site via a direct link where you will need to self-enroll in the topic. It is available to all HDR students and HDR supervisors. You will just need to select whether you're a student or a supervisor when you self-register for the topic. Once you're in the topic, you'll be greeted with this screen. So everything that you need about REST and a whole lot of other things is included in this page. So I'll go through that step by step with you. First of all, we've got a number of buttons up the top here, which are links to some of the systems and services that you might need to use. The first one is the HDR online induction, which you would have completed when you first started your HDR candidature. This is available via self-registration as well, and it is something that is available to students throughout the candidature. So if you feel that you ever need a refresher on policies and procedures, or you want to find out where to get access to those policies or services, you can always go back to the HDR online induction and find that out there. We do also have a link to the Research Excellence app in here, which was the old candidature management system. This is still being used for examinations of thesis, but that is always being used for at the moment. So if you do have any milestones due, they will be done in Inspire from now on. We also have the Turn-in text matching box on the REST flow site. Now it is very important that you use this Turn-in box for all your draft thesis chapters and your draft thesis at the end. Because it is set up in draft format, which means it is not actually going to keep any of your information on file or put it into the database. So whenever you need to produce a Turn-in report, please head over to the REST flow site and do it here. We have the Write Skills program, which is a language writing program with an academic advisor that is available to non-English speaking background students. You can book in with a session through here. We also have a discussion forum where you can post discussion with your HDR students that we also do monitor. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, you can do that through here. We also do use announcements in here as our main mode of communication with you. So whenever we get new information about any upcoming scholarships or events that are coming up, they will be posted on the announcements page in here. So do keep an eye out on that. If you are enrolled in the REST flow site, you will get an email notification whenever a new announcement is posted. We also do have a link to Inspire in here as well, and I will show you around Inspire in a minute. But first of all, I want to talk to you a little bit about REST. So REST is the Research and Employability Skills Training Program that we launched earlier this year. And it is basically a program that provides all of the sort of training that HDR students need in the one program. So it does consolidate all of the workshops and all of the online material that is available throughout the university, so it's not just things that the OGR puts on. And that is all put into one space for you guys under the RDF, which is the Researcher Development Framework from VTAE. So first of all, you can find out more about what REST is, where it came from, how it's actually structured and what it means for you on the About REST page. But I suppose the first thing that you need to understand about REST is the RDF, the Researcher Development Framework. The framework is what all of our content is actually based on. So this is from VTAE, which is a researcher professional development body in the UK, and it is a framework that is actually widely used throughout Australia, throughout the world actually, for researcher training and development. It is also something that Flinders will be using for their researcher training here as well, so your supervisors and other researchers will actually be using this framework, so we are exposing you to this framework early on in your research career. So a lot of information that you need about the RDF is actually on this page, but just to give you a quick rundown, there's 4 different domains in the RDF. So domain A is the knowledge and intellectual abilities. So this is basically all the stuff that you need to know in order to conduct your research. So it's things like thesis writing, literature review, research methods, and so on. Domain B is the personal effectiveness. And this is really about your sort of personal self-management skills, personal qualities, and also professional development and career opportunities. Domain C is research governance and organisation, which is really the institutional stuff that you need to know. So things like finance and funding, research management, research strategy, HDR practice and milestones and stuff is in here as well. And finally, Domain D, which is engagement, influence and impact. So this is really the big stuff, the HDR supervision, collaboration, communication methods, publishing, teaching, industry engagement, communicating impact, all that sort of stuff. We do have further information about what this all actually means. If you click on each domain, you will be taken to a page that explains it in much more detail in a minute. So you can find out exactly what each domain is. Under each domain there are 3 subdomains, and this document will outline what those subdomains are, what kind of skills and knowledge and behaviour you're expected to acquire throughout your candidature, throughout your research career, I suppose, under those particular domains. This can be quite useful for the language that's actually required. So if you're thinking about A1 knowledge base, what is it that you actually need to know around your research when it comes to your candidature and your thesis. So going back to the flow site, you can click through each of these and find out exactly what's in here. There's a bit more information about Vitae, what it is. We do have an organisational membership with Vitae as well, so you can head over to their website and register with your flinders.edu.au email address and get access to all the member information on there as well. So that's the RDF in a nutshell. So what we've done with the REST flow site is divided it all into the 4 different domains. And each domain then has content and links to the relevant information. So for example, if we go into domain A, you can see that here we have the 3 different subdomains, so A1, A2 and A3, and each one of these has got topics underneath it. So in each subdomain we have between 1 and 3 topics that are relevant to HDR students. Each of these topics is structured in a book-like format. As you can see on the right hand side, you've got a table of contents and there's a number of pages that you can scroll through. So literature review, for example, has got an introduction, as every page has, and then information about that particular topic. So information that we've gotten from Flinders University and information that we've got from the Vitae website and the Vitae resources that we have access to. We also have links to videos, including all of Tara's vlogs under each one of these topics. So if you're ever looking for a vlog that Tara did on literature review, this is where you'll find it. There are also podcasts that Tara has done on specific topics that you can get access to through here. Any online courses that are available to students that are relevant to those particular topics, we will post on here as well. In addition to all of the workshops that are available across the university. So these are workshops that the library may offer, RDS may offer, that KILT may offer, the OGR offers. So anything that does come up, we will post on here. There will also be a self-reflection exercise under each topic. So we are looking at incorporating Mahara, the e-portfolio, into REST. where you can actually create your own sort of portfolio of your skills as you go along. So watch this space for that. So that is the REST flow site in a nutshell. Like I said, all of the content that you need is in there, all of the links are in there. If you are not registered in the REST flow site, please do so, because like I said, it is our main mode of communication with students. We do use the announcements tab in here quite a lot. So every week I may post 2 or 3 things on here about upcoming workshops, about upcoming scholarships, or any other things that are available to students. All right, next I'll take you through Inspire. I've had a lot of questions about how REST and Inspire actually connect. Is Inspire replacing REST or vice versa? I suppose the straight answer to that is no, no one's replacing each other in this space. REST is where we house all the content. So all of the content around those particular topics, the online materials, the links to the vlogs, the links to the podcasts, the links to the workshops, everything like that is housed on the REST flow site. What Inspire is used for is to really manage your candidature and to document all of the things that you're doing. So REST and Inspire do talk to each other in that sense. So you can log into Inspire through here if you click on the Inspire link. We also do have links on the OGR website. I'm already in Inspire over here. So I want to show you a little bit about what Inspire can do skills-wise. So we'll be focusing on this skills development tab in here. First of all, you may have done a skills needs analysis earlier on in the year in a PDF format. We now have this living in Inspire. So if you click on the skills needs analysis, you can click on the individual domains in here, and that will open up all of the topics that I showed you before that are available in that particular domain. If you hover over the topics, you'll see exactly what that topic is, what it includes. So you can go through each of these topics in each domain and just sort of rate your confidence and the priority of that particular topic currently. So you can say that your confidence in literature review is quite low and your priority is quite high. If you tick this little tick box here that says find me a course, what the system will do is actually suggest courses for you based on what you selected in your confidence and in your priority. You can save this, and every time you save it, it saves a new version. So you can actually go back and see what you scored yourself last month or the month before and see how you've grown since then. Another neat little thing is these 2 things on the right hand side. So you've got your top 5 skills, your top 5 priorities. So these are recalculated every time you save your skills needs analysis, and it will just show you based on that what your top 5 skills are and what you need to work on based on your selections. The suggested courses I talked about before, you can access through here. So you can see the suggested courses based on what you've saved in your latest skills needs analysis. The other handy thing in here is the completed activities log. So what we've been working on over the past year is actually getting all of the data from the last 6 years of HDR students who have completed training in iEnroll, which was the system that we previously used. So we've imported this data and all of the topics that you have completed, all the workshops you've completed, and imported in here mapped to the framework. So if you did a workshop on literature review, it will now show up in here in domain A, and this little wheel counts how many things you've done in each domain. So you can see at a glance what areas you have completed the most workshops in, and perhaps what areas you need to work more on. So as I said, all of the workshops that were recorded as having been attended for each person have been imported in here. If there's anything that's been missed or something that you've done outside of Flinders, you can self-record an activity in here as well. So you can record what that activity was called, who was actually the training provider for that activity, the dates and times, and then you can map it to the framework. So you can say that particular workshop that you completed was in innovation. And that will then map it to domain A in the wheel for you. The other thing that you can do in here, so you can describe what the activity actually was. You need to describe what the activity was. That is a mandatory field. But you can also just record why you selected this activity, what you learned from it, and how you plan on applying it. This is really a personal tool, so you can just sort of remember why you did this in the first place and what you plan to get out of it, and how exactly will it actually be useful for you throughout your candidature. You can also upload documents as evidence in here. So the other handy thing that I do want to talk to you a little bit about is this completed activities log is actually something that will be imported into your milestones once we have milestones up and running in Inspire. So when it comes time to complete your milestones and you get to the skills section, you will be asked what activities you've completed. This screen will then be imported into that, and you'll be asked questions on what you've gained out of these activities, what you learned in that particular domain, and what else you need to focus on in the next review period. So this is the important thing to remember out of all of this, I suppose, is that REST is mandatory for all HDR students. The only mandatory part of REST, however, is the reflection on what it is that you have done in that particular review period. So the only thing that we're asking you to do is to log what you are doing with regards to your skills development under each domain, whether you're doing it through workshops at Flinders, whether you're doing it through conference presentations, through publications, whatever it is that you do, log it in here. When you do log it in here, your supervisors have access to it, the OGR has access to it, and you can easily share what you have been working on with regards to skills development with all of us. And that will all be pulled into your annual milestones. So the annual milestone is the only mandatory part of REST. It is the only part where we're actually requiring you to look at the 4 different domains of the RDF, and based on your completed activities log, reflect on what it is you've gained out of these activities and how you plan to apply it. So that is the only mandatory part of REST. We're not requiring you to actually complete any workshops or to watch any videos. What you do is up to you, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's skill level is different, and what you want to get out of REST will be completely different. So it is up to you what you do with it. One more thing that I do need to show you in Inspire is how to actually browse and look for activities. So all of the workshops across the university that are available to you guys have been imported into Inspire. Most of these are not managed in Inspire, so most of them will be directing you to a URL where you can record. So all of the computer workshops, for example, will be directing you to the staff development page where you can actually enroll in that particular topic. What we're then doing is taking all the attendance from those workshops and importing them on a regular basis into Inspire, so that when you open up Inspire, you will see that you have attended that particular workshop under your completed activities log. There are also a number of workshops that we do offer in the OGR that are actually managed in Inspire. So for example, I can go to completion. There are workshops in here that you will be able to book into in Inspire, and they will automatically be uploaded into your completed activities log once you complete them. You can search for the different activities by training provider if you wish. So the way you search for topics is to select obviously ongoing future if you want to enroll in topics. You can search by domain, so the 4 different domains. You can search by subdomain, or you can even search by skill. So you can search career planning, collaboration, literature review, whatever it is. The skill is the topic in the REST flow site. So all of those topics under the subdomains are listed in here by skill. And you can also search by training provider. So if you want to know all of the workshops that the Office of Graduate Research is putting on, you can search the Office of Graduate Research and you'll see all of the activities that are available. Alright, well that's pretty much it from me. That was a quick overview of REST and of Inspire, how those two work together, what your requirements are as a HDR student. So if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me via email, danny.milos@flinders.edu.au, or you can give me a buzz. Thanks for listening.